Arya never believed in love at first sight, until that rainy Thursday changed everything. She dashed into a small, dimly lit bookstore, shaking water from her coat, trying to escape the relentless downpour. Her eyes scanned the shelves, then froze. There he was, Liam, kneeling beside a shelf, handling a book she had loved since college like it was sacred. Something in the way he carefully placed it back made her stomach twist in a way she hadn't felt in years. Her mind tried to rationalize it. He was just a stranger. But her chest wouldn't listen. The rain tapped against the windows. The smell of old paper filled the air, and for a brief moment she felt like the universe had paused, holding its breath. She knew something had shifted. She wasn't sure what, but she knew her life was about to change. Arya wandered the aisles, pretending to browse, but her gaze kept drifting back to Liam. He was absorbed in arranging books, yet there was something almost instinctive in the way he occasionally glanced at her. It wasn't flirtation, it was awareness, the kind that made her pulse quicken without warning. Her mind fought to stay rational. She reminded herself he was just another stranger in the city. Yet something in the quiet confidence of his movements, the subtle way he smiled at the smallest details, tugged at a part of her she had long ignored, the part that craved connection, understanding, and warmth. She found herself imagining conversations that hadn't even happened yet, and a strange excitement fluttered in her chest, daring her to let curiosity take over. Liam finally spoke, his voice calm and effortless, asking about the book she held. Arya felt an unexpected warmth as she explained why it had always been her favorite. He listened with an intensity that made her feel seen in a way she hadn't experienced in years. Every nod, every faint smile made her chest tighten, her mind struggling to stay logical. She caught herself laughing at things she didn't normally laugh at, feeling a spark she had almost forgotten existed. Her brain tried to rationalize it. It was just coincidence, just a stranger being polite. But her heart rebelled, reminding her that human connection didn't always follow reason. In that small, quiet bookstore, the air between them seemed electric, charged with possibilities she hadn't dared imagine. Over the next few days, Arya found herself thinking about Liam more than she expected. Every small interaction, the way he laughed, the way he seemed to notice the smallest details, kept replaying in her mind. She started looking for excuses to return to the bookstore, lingering in the aisles longer than necessary, imagining conversations that hadn't yet happened. Her heart raced at the thought of seeing him again, yet a cautious part of her mind reminded her not to get carried away. Still, the magnetic pull between them grew stronger, subtle, and irresistible. By the time she left that day, drenched from another sudden shower, she realized she was no longer just curious, she was invested. Something about him had begun to touch the parts of her heart she thought were long buried. That evening, Arya found herself walking through the quiet streets, replaying every detail of their last encounter. The city lights reflected off the wet pavement, and for a moment she imagined Liam walking beside her, matching her pace effortlessly. Her chest tightened as she realized she was no longer indifferent. Her heart wanted more than fleeting curiosity. She caught herself smiling at the memory of his gentle gestures, the way he had listened without judgment, making her feel lighter than she had in years. The human mind craves connection, she thought, and every fiber of her being was responding to him. She wasn't sure if he felt the same, but the pull was undeniable, a magnetic force that made her want to bridge the distance between them, no matter the risk. Days passed, and every encounter with Liam left Arya more unsettled and yet more alive. His presence had a way of disarming her, making her walls crumble without a word. She found herself sharing thoughts she usually kept buried, feeling a strange thrill in vulnerability. Each laugh, each quiet glance, seemed to reach parts of her heart she had long ignored. Her mind raced with possibilities, imagining what it would be like to let herself fully trust someone again. And then, in a quiet moment under the dim bookstore, lights. He looked at her with an intensity that made her breath catch. Something unspoken hung between them, thick and undeniable. A tension that demanded to be acknowledged, a truth she had been craving without realizing it. Finally, in the quiet glow of the bookstore, Liam reached for her hand gently, his eyes holding hers with unwavering focus. Arya's heart raced, every thought she had tried to guard tumbling away. Then, in the softest voice, he said the words that would stay with her forever. "I see you." Those three simple words carried a weight she hadn't realized her soul had been waiting for. Every wall she had built, every doubt she had carried melted in that instant. Tears welled up in her eyes, not from sadness, but from relief, joy, and recognition. Her mind understood what her heart had been longing for, to be truly seen, understood, and valued. In that moment, Arya knew that life had finally shifted, that love wasn't a distant story anymore. It was here, tangible, and breathtakingly real. And with that, she let herself fall completely.